they will reach the same conclusion they did when they looked at my emails for the last year. There is no case here.
Really? Yeah, one of my staffers. What's her name again? Uma Abedin? How do you say that?
One of her best friends, maybe?
Yeah, really? Is there really a case here or not?
Hillary is the one who set up an illegal private email server in a closet to shield her criminal activity. Hillary is the one who engaged in a corrupt pay-for-play scheme at the State Department. And now there are 5 FBI probes into the Clinton Foundation. Hillary is the one who sent and received classified information on an insecure server, putting the safety of the American people under threat. Hillary is the one who lied to Congress under oath. She lied about turning over her work-related emails. She lied about sending classified information. And she lied about using only one device.
She's been busy. Joining us right now from Janesville, Wisconsin, is the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. Good morning to you, Mr. Ryan.
Good morning, Speaker.
Good morning, Steve. How you doing? Hey, Ainsley, Brian, how you doing?
We're all doing great. Thank you very much. I know this has been a crazy election year, and, you know, you've had some ups and downs with Donald Trump. We're 1 week out. Where do you stand on voting for Donald Trump and endorsing Donald Trump? And how should that impact all Republicans and independents and Democrats watching right now?
Well, I stand where I stood all fall and all summer. In fact, I already voted here in Janesville for our nominee last week in early voting. We need to support our entire Republican ticket. Here's the other thing I'd say. For those of us who lived through the 1990s, Steve, it's sort of a feeling of deja vu. And the point I keep trying to make to younger voters who did not live through the 1990s, this is what life with the Clintons looks like. It's always a scandal, one after another. Then there's an investigation. And what happens, Steve, is you never know what's coming next. They live beyond the rules, and they live to work the system to help themselves, to help Clinton Incorporated. And so they can win, and she could come in with a Democrat Congress, the worst of all possible things, if Republicans do not turn out and do not vote.
So you voted for Donald Trump, and you're encouraging Republicans and Democrats and independents, anybody who will listen, to vote for Donald Trump to stop what you're talking about with the Clinton corruption.
I am supporting our entire Republican ticket. I have been all along. What my focus, which has not changed at all, my focus personally right now is saving our House majority. I'm going to Indiana, Michigan, New York, and Virginia today to fight for House Republicans to make sure we keep this majority. But we've got to win the tables. Look, here's the point. I would ask everybody, go to better.gop if you want to take a look at what a unified Republican government can get you. Take a look at these ideas and see what a Republican government can get you. If we don't win the White House, if we don't win Congress, we don't get this. We get Clinton's scandal. She will come in just like Barack Obama did, but with all her scandal baggage. And I don't think that's what the American people want to see.
Now, Speaker, before you leave your state this morning, Donald Trump and Scott Walker will be there. They're going to be campaigning in your state. Will you be with them?
No, I just heard about it about 10 minutes ago, actually. I didn't know that. I'm on my way right now to Indiana with one of our members running there. Then I'm going to Michigan. Then I'm going to New York, then Virginia. I'm just crisscrossing the country right now, fighting for congressional Republicans.
Have you changed
Which is my primary responsibility, as you know, Ainsley.
Sure.
You did say that you weren't going to campaign with him. Have you changed your position on that? Will you be campaigning for him or with him over the next week?
No, I haven't changed anything. I'm just focusing on my primary responsibility, which is saving our House majority. I've already got a long schedule that has been long in place, fighting for House Republicans and also Senate Republicans, because that's what the Speaker of the House does. My job is to make sure Nancy Pelosi does not return as Speaker of the House. And it's to also help all Republicans make sure they go vote, turn out, and that helps every Republican up and down the ticket.
Right. So one of the things that most political experts would say that Republicans should emphasize is the collapse of Obamacare and the way the rates have been jacked up, ironically, in some key battleground states. But the comeback was, well, the Republicans don't have anything. They want to take all your insurance away. Mr. Speaker, you have an answer to that.
Can I bring this back in the shot? Can you see this?
There it is.
we actually have a full Obamacare replacement plan. Go to better.gop, read it for yourself. All 247 House Republicans have put it out there for the world to see. We've worked with our nominee on this and all these other ideas. So we have shown you what real patient-centered health care looks like. We don't have to live with Obamacare. We can have something much better. It's patient-centered health care. You choose what you want for you and your family. More choice, more competition, lower prices, better access. Obamacare is collapsing under its own weight. We can and will replace it if we win this election.
How does that plan line up with Donald Trump and his plan?
They're virtually at one and the same. Okay. We've talked with Donald all year long on these things. Same with tax reform, same with all these other ideas. Right. Same with moving people from welfare to work. Same with rebuilding national security, securing the border. The point is, a unified Republican government can fix our big country's problems. A Hillary Clinton government will not fix our problems, and you'll just have scandal and baggage coming into the White House.
Mr. Speaker, I think it was the 27th, Politico had this story how there's a push with the Freedom Caucus to remove you as Speaker afterwards. When you were, when there was some pressure on you, evidently, to leave as leader of the convention, you said, no problem, I'll leave if you want me to. Is that how you feel also as Speaker? If the Republicans don't want you, no problem?
Yeah, look, I serve at the pleasure of our members. I feel very good where I am. I think I've done a lot. I've actually kept to my word. We have offered a very bold agenda. Nobody has done more to help raise money for our House Republicans and get us in a position to win. I'm crisscrossing this country, working for our members. We're all focused on beating Democrats on November the 8th. All the rest of this stuff will sort itself out. I'm very confident where I stand with our members. And I, of course, as Speaker of the House, you serve at the pleasure of your conference, which I'm happy to serve.
Would you like this job more than you thought?
Yeah, actually I do, because I think you can make a big difference. You can make a big change. And what I like is the idea of putting these ideas into law in 2017. What I don't like is this idea of a Clinton scandal government coming in and just doubling down on where Obama was taking the country. 70% of the American people, Brian, they don't like the direction America's going. Electing Hillary Clinton will take us in the same direction, but with scandals. I don't think people want to see that happen. That's why I think we have to turn out and vote, change the direction of this country. And I'm excited to be a part of that.
All right. Thank you, Speaker, for being with us this morning.
South Carolina Republican Congressman Trey Gowdy. He chaired the House Select Committee on Benghazi that led to the Israel revelations. He joins us right now from South Carolina. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Good morning. How are y'all?
We're doing okay. Hillary Clinton is, despite the reported 500,000 north of that emails out there, she's blaming James Comey for this. Do you blame James Comey for these revelations?
Well, to the best of my recollection, Director Comey did not tell her to set up her own private email server. He did not tell her to lie about almost every aspect of the email. He didn't tell Uma Abedin not to turn over all of her devices, and he didn't tell Anthony Weiner to sex with underage girls. So I don't know how Jim Comey is responsible for any of this.
We're getting word this morning, according to Reuters, that Loretta Lynch, she did not want James Comey coming forward with this. She said it violates law and policy. So he allegedly said to her, are you ordering me to keep the new Clinton email bombshell a secret? Now, based on your experience, because you know these folks, did that happen?
I am sure that Loretta Lynch and Sally Yates, her top deputy, had a conversation with Comey, but the FBI director was given a 10-year gig for a reason. So he or she can be independent. And I could have sworn Loretta Lynch recused herself from this investigation because she met with Bill Clinton on the tarmac. So what in the world she's doing talking to Jim Comey about this investigation baffles me. So,
Congressman, you were out on Sunday. You're helping us out to define what this actually means. And, of course, here we are on Tuesday still talking about it. I was on radio yesterday with Congressman Jim Jordan, and he kind of surprised me. He came out and said, I think it was probably not the right thing to do for James Comey to come out like this close to the election. I know you guys are friends. How do you feel?
Well, we are friends. I love Jim Jordan, and he's a three-time NCAA wrestling champion, so I would never disagree with him to his face. But we're 1,000 miles away from each other right now. I think Comey had an obligation. He told Congress the investigation was over. So new evidence came to light. He could have either sat on it and been criticized afterwards for not telling us, or he could have done the transparent thing and said, look, I'm notifying you. He didn't comment on the substance of the emails. He didn't even say that it's directly related to Secretary Clinton. He just said the investigation has reinitiated. So I viewed it as a notice document, and the timing, again, is not Jim Comey's fault. It is not his fault this is coming up a week or so before the election. That is Secretary Clinton's fault.
You know, In South Carolina, there's a saying, it all comes out in the wash. Remember being taught that?
Sure.
At least we were. And you're from South Carolina. I can't believe that all this has come forward, this latest investigation, because Anthony Weiner was sexting with some young girl. That could cost Hillary Clinton the election.
Well, that'd be ironic. Yesterday, she acted like she didn't know who Uma Abedin was, which is laughable. She has no closer aide than Uma Abedin. And by the way, these are not Uma Abedin's emails. I don't think anybody cares about her emails.
Right.
They would be emails that Secretary Clinton either authored or received.
Sure.
So these are not Uma Abedin's emails. These are Secretary Clinton's emails. So she can act like she doesn't know Uma, but we know better.
Sure, it all got backed up. It sounds like her smartphone backed up on that thing, and now she's going, I don't know how that happened. I got to ask you this. The letter that came out from the Department of Justice yesterday, that they would be working with the FBI to try to sort through this stuff as quickly as possible, although, you know, they're not going to be able to do it before the election. It was signed by a fellow by the name, the Assistant Attorney General Peter Kadzik, I believe. I was noticing on some of the blogs this morning, they say this particular guy is actually a close friend of John Podesta, who's the chairman of Hillary's campaign. Do you see the possibility of politics working into this?
Well, in the interest of full disclosure, I have had many, many differences with Peter Kadzik, both publicly and privately, but I actually don't think it's a problem. For this reason, Peter Kadzik doesn't make these decisions. They're made at the top of the DOJ. I've been very critical of the politicization of the DOJ. Right. I think it is terrible the Department of Justice has been politicized, but Peter Kadzik is not a decision maker. He is a messenger.
Right. And Congressman, just get us clear on this. Intent seems to be the big word. The intent doesn't matter when it comes to a guy on a nuclear submarine taking a picture to tell his parents what he was doing when he's at sea. Intent didn't matter with General Cartwright. Does intent matter? If Hillary Clinton didn't intend to violate security procedures, does that matter?
No, and that was my whole point of difference with Director Comey. Had Congress intended to require specific intent, we would not have used the phrase gross negligence. Those are two different standards. So Congress intentionally used the phrase gross negligence. He said extreme carelessness. They mean the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. An intent to harm the country is what we call treason. So we wanted to criminalize conduct below treason. Just simply being grossly negligent with our nation's secrets is a crime. So again, I disagreed sharply with Director Comey when he read that element into the offense. So I have been critical of him in the past. Mm-hmm. I have been supportive of him in the past, depending on the facts.
And you support this move?
I think he had no choice but to notify Congress that his previous testimony had changed.
Mm-hmm. All right. Congressman Trey Gowdy, thanks so much.